Morning, everyone on Facebook. Good morning, everyone on YouTube. Good morning. I'm Donovan Darius, former 10-year NFL player, motivational speaker, author, life strategist, man. I'm here this morning, and the message I want to encourage you on this morning, our morning motivation, is remember yesterday, but focus on today. Remember yesterday, but focus on today. When I think about remembering yesterday in Jacksonville was an awesome day. Yesterday, Jacksonville not only made it to the playoffs for the first time in 10 years, they hosted a playoff game in Jacksonville for the first time in 10 years, and they also won a game in Jacksonville. And so it's been a very, very, very long time since Jacksonville has had that. And so for the most part, I was at the game yesterday. It was an awesome game. I got a chance to, be a part of a very memorable moment yesterday, where myself, the Commissioner Roger Goodell, Mr. Shad Khan, the Jaguars owner, got a chance to present two tickets to two youth coaches in Jacksonville for their tireless effort and work that they do in the community. So it was a great job yesterday. They got a chance to get 2 tickets to the Super Bowl. Not only 2 tickets, but traveling, airfare and everything to the hotel, to the Super Bowl. So that's an amazing time. Hold on. Yes, baby. Yes, baby.
We're going to be late to gymnastics.
No, we're not, baby. I got you.
It's 8:03.
Go. Okay, I'll be there in a second, baby. Okay? Thank you. Love you. There you go. Morning reminders, everybody. But yesterday, so it was a great and awesome time yesterday. And so again, yesterday, Jacksonville did a lot of great things. And sometimes in life, you guys, we have those moments. We have those moments where we do something great. When yesterday, we created history. It might have been the last accomplishment that you had. It might have been the last time you lost weight. It might have been the last time you got a raise. It might have been the last time you closed a deal. It might have been the last time you overcame a challenge. But that was yesterday. And so my message to you today is remember yesterday, but focus on today. And when I mean focus on today, that means this. When you ride in the car, and everybody's riding the car this morning understands, that rear view mirror in your car is small for a reason compared to the front mirror. Most people in life, they spend too much time focusing on behind. They spend too much time focusing on behind in the past, what happened before, or they can spend too much time focusing on the victories of the past. But how many of you guys know that by focusing on yesterday will only allow you to be stuck in the past? It'll never help you by focusing on yesterday, help you today. So my encouragement today to you is, yes, remember the past. Remember the things. Remember the fact that, yes, it was you that did that. Remember the fact that, yes, you did overcome something. You did push through. You may not have felt like doing it, but you did it anyway. Remember the fact that you had to overcome criticism. You had to overcome self-doubt. You had to overcome humiliation. You had to overcome situation, whatever it is. Yes, remember that. And bring from, yesterday, bring from it the victories. Bring from it the motivation, the encouragement, inspiration, the things that you need. Bring from yesterday those things. But only thing I want you to do is I want you to focus on today. You know, if you take a magnifying glass and you put that magnifying glass and it's sunny outside, and you put that magnifying glass on a piece of grass and it's sunny out, do you understand that the power of the focus of the sun through that magnifying glass has the ability to start that grass on fire? So that basically means the sun is already out. But without that magnifying glass, without that intense focus, that grass will never burn up. But when you put that magnifying glass, that focus on that grass, it pulls the attention, it pulls the heat, it pulls all the intensity on that grass and causes it to fire up. And so when I encourage you to focus on today, I want you to focus on 3 areas. 3 areas that I want you to focus on when you're going to understand focus on today. Number 1, I want you to focus on your projects. I want you to focus on your project. Now here's what I define as a project. A project is anything that takes more than 3 steps, okay? And actually sometimes it can be more than 2. More than 2 or 3 steps. That means if it's just make a call to somebody, that's just 1 step. That's not a project, that's just something to do. But a project to me is something that causes you to take more than 2 to 3 steps. Maybe you got to take something here and then you got to take something there. Okay, and so what I have, I'm actually going to show you, okay, when you think about your projects, I want you to write your project list down. And this is not just a to-do list. This is a project list. Why? Because it has something to do with more than 2 steps. Okay, a to-do list could be just one thing at a time. And that list can go on and on and on and on. It could be like a scroll that never stops. But a project list is something that takes time, something that takes for your organization. It takes something for you to think about. Okay, when do I do this? How do I do it? Okay, and so here's my quick project list right here. Bam, there it is. Donovan Focus project list. It has a little bit of everything because I have several things. People say, Donovan, what in the world? Donovan, you're not playing football anymore. But I tell you what, I work harder now than I did when I actually played football. But again, the project list, the benefit of you focusing on your projects is this. Because you're able to project out as far as you need to all the things that are most important to you. Those things that you need to get done. And I'm not just talking about in business. I'm talking about in family. I'm talking about in your personal health. So on my list, I have things professionally that I have to do. I have things personally that I have to do. I have things, for the family that I have to do. I have things, recreationally wise that I need to do. And so again, focus on your projects. That means by writing them down. Spend some time, pad a piece of paper and just write down what are the projects, things that require more than 2 or 3 steps. Write those things down. Because if you try to hold that in your head, that's what confuses most people. That's what makes you mentally tired. When you hold those things in your head, that's what makes you tired. Well, here's the reason why. Because your mind does not want to forget it. And because your mind doesn't want to forget it, it tries to hold on to it. But how many of you guys know just walking around with just every type of detail in the world will never help you? So again, get into the practice, get into the habit of writing things down. Because after you write it down, you can breathe. After you write it down, you can exhale. After you write it down, then you can come back to it at the appropriate time. So number 1, I want you to focus on your projects. Number 2, I want you to focus on your priorities now. Now I want you to look at that list and I want you to prioritize. What things are most important now? What should you do now? I always call it, if in life you want to win. In life you want to win. And what that means is, it means to do WIN. What's important now? What's the most important project for you to do now? And that's the ones that you do. Then after you write the projects, you're going to go through and then you're going to number them. In terms of order of importance, which ones are the most cost effective? Which ones cost the most? The ones that you do and they increase, or the ones that if you don't do, they have the greatest cost. Okay? And so I want you to go through and prioritize. Okay, you may say, well, guess what? I want to do better on my job. But guess what? If your marriage is in shambles, then guess what needs to be number 1? Your marriage, your relationship. If what's happening at the job is causing trouble at home, what do you need to do? I need to prioritize and make sure my stuff at my job is right. And so as you go through your project list, prioritize what's important now. Because when you do this, you're actually helping yourself. See, a lot of times people need other people. We rely on other people to create our project list. Or we create other people to create our priority list based off of their time and their demand. But how about you take control of your day today? How about you take control of your life today? How about you basically put yourself and you prioritize your values? You prioritize your life according to your core principles. And so that's number 2. So number 1 is focus on your projects. Number 2, focus on your priorities. And number 3, I want you to focus on the process. Focus on the process. Don't focus on the results. Focus on the process. You see, I couldn't go to any NFL game. I couldn't go to any NFL game by just looking at the scoreboard all day. In order for me to get the results I wanted on the scoreboard, I had to do the work on that Wednesday by prepping for that team. I had to do the work in the classroom by studying that team. I had to do the work on the field, during practice. I had to do the work after practice. Then Thursday, I had to break down this team on their past stuff they do. In the practice, I had to alert everybody about what they do in the past. After practice, I had to work with the coaches on the juggling machine on catching extra balls. On Friday, I had to go out. It was called Fast Friday. And then I would go out there and I would run around and I would make sure every play was there. I was alerting everybody to everything they needed to. I was in my mind running through the process, anticipating what was happening, doing the verbal calls that I had to do. After practice, I would spend another 2 hours watching my film from early in the career, watching the team that I played. Okay, on Saturday, I would come in and I would do my last review of stuff, in my classroom. And then on Sunday, I would have my pregame workout that I would do about a good 45 minutes before the game. Then I would go out and play. And then I had to go to first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. So by focusing on the process, it will give you the results. And so when I want you to remember yesterday, but focus on today, you focus on the day by focus on your process. What are the steps you need to do to get the end result that you want? Because if you focus on just the steps, if you focus on the process, putting the energy you need into getting what you need to do. Okay, most people, here's what most people do. They see the end result. They want the end result. They got everything banked in the end result. But they're not committed to the process. And so when you're not committed to the process, it's easy to give up when something don't go right. But if you're committed to the process, you understand that success is part of that process and failure is part of that process. You understand that ups is part of that process and downs is part of that process. You understand that ins is a part of that process and outs is a part of that process. You understand that you're not looking go by feelings part of the process, but you're going by the act of your will to get the results. And so again, my encouragement to you, if this is important to you, if you value this, if you're getting something out of this, if you feel like you know what, you're willing to remember yesterday, but focus on the day, do me a favor, hit one real quick, type one in real quick so I know that this message is for you. That you are receiving this message, you understand that I am going to focus on today by doing 3 things. Number 1, focus on your projects, writing them down, listing them out. Number 2, focus on your priorities, number them out. What are the priorities? What are the most highest cost things that it costs? What are the things that are the highest stakes? What are the things that if you do, going to give you the biggest bang? What are the things if you don't do, okay, it's going to cost you the biggest bang? Okay, whether it's emotionally, mentally, physically, psychologically, it doesn't matter. And then number 3, focus on the process. What is the process to get it done? Okay, and so listen, man, I encourage you guys, man, listen, last reminder as we shine off today, don't forget, sign up January 16th, next Tuesday. I'm hosting my 2018 Strategic Goals and Success webinar. It's totally free, okay? Listen, we have over 100-something people already signed up for it, okay? Make sure you sign up for it. If you haven't, look in my feed right now. If you're on, look in my motivational feed right now on my Facebook page. You can definitely click in there. All you got to do, it'll give you all the information once you go to sign up. It'll give you everything, and it'll also send you a link to where it's going to be held at live on YouTube, okay? It's also going to be interactive, so you'll be able to post questions, okay? So Lynn, make sure, get this to your families, get this to your friends, get this to your co-workers, share this video before you leave right now, before we click off, make sure you click the share button right now, make sure you share this so somebody else can get access to it. Listen, this is going to be the greatest year. You know why? Because you make it great. It's going to be great this year. Why? Because you're focusing on making it great. It's going to be the greatest year. Why? Because you are making your life a priority. You are no longer saying that everybody else around me is going to dictate what I do, when I go, what I have, what I don't have. But this is your year. This is your time. Nobody, the only thing you can control in this universe, the only thing is you. And today I encourage you, control you by making sure you remember yesterday. Remember it, but focus on today. Listen, you guys be encouraged today. Listen, make sure if you like these videos, definitely go ahead and like them. Post your comments. I love reading the comments and I love coming back and responding to those comments. So make sure you do that. Make sure you're subscribing. Okay, make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribing. Getting ready to lock up for that webinar next week. We're going to have an awesome, awesome time. You don't want to miss it. It's free and it's something that you can't afford to miss. Okay, so definitely do that as well, and then make sure you share these things as well. So listen, as we sign out today, man, you guys have an awesome, wonderful day. Listen, be blessed, man. Is there any way I can serve you, connect with you guys, let me know from there. All right, time for your little shouts out, man. I'm going to go ahead and close this out over here. You too, I'll holler at y'all later, man. Time to give everybody over here my little